First bring them closer to your head a little bit. Yep, bring them the tops closer to the guitar.
If you happen to walk past this photography studio in East Nashville, Tennessee, you'd notice something unusual happening inside.
1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah.
A 58 Strat guitar adorning a fake mustache and sunglasses has come to life like a rock and roll creature emerging from the depths of some hellacious music studio. What you wouldn't know is that creature is legendary rocker John Oates, and that guitar, purchased in New York City's Upper West Side for a mere $125 back in 1973, has appeared on every Hall & Oates record to date. It's all the inner workings of music photographer Michael Weintrob's opus, InstrumentHead.
Back in 2000, when I was the house photographer at the Aggie Theater, I would go backstage and I would take pictures of the bands. The Derek Trucks band was performing there that night. All the guys in the band were backstage and I was about to shoot a portrait of the band, but the bass player wasn't there. So the bass player, Todd Smalley, came running down the stairs. He had his bass. I said, I don't know, man, do something crazy. Put your bass down your shirt. So he puts his bass down his shirt and down his pants, and I took this portrait of them. And I said, and it wasn't like a light bulb went off in my head saying, oh, I'm going to cover these people's faces with their instruments. This is going to be my project. I didn't even know that photography projects existed or art projects existed at that time.
Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, Weintrob discovered a passion for photography at an early age. That passion would eventually develop into a successful career as a live music photographer.
There's photographs of me when I was 13 years old taking a picture of myself in the mirror with a camera. It's kind of like maybe the original selfie for me. I eventually went to Colorado State in Fort Collins, Colorado. Right before I moved to Colorado, my father gave me a Nikon 4004 camera, and that was the first time I ever had a real kind of camera in my hands.
In a digital world where a musician's image is everything, Weintrob's abstract visuals are hardly one note. So how does he get musicians to agree to allow their instruments to take center stage in a photograph?
My first thought was, my immediate thought was, is that this is not a picture of me. This is a picture of the bass. You know, the bass is my head. You know, I thought that it was kind of strange.
We caught up with musician George Porter Jr., best known as the bassist and singer of the band The Meters, at his home in New Orleans. Porter was one of the first musicians Weintrob got to agree for a studio portrait session.
You know, I thought that it was kind of strange, but you know, it was unique, you know. So when we got to see the proofs, you know, because he didn't print them without asking, you know, without letting us see it, you know. And but at the same time, when he let us see that proof of that picture, he also sent some of the other photographs that I could use promo-wise. And you know, my wife said, "Oh, this are great pictures here." Yeah, you know. So it was a done deal.
Published in 2017, the 369 artist portraits contained within InstrumentHead's original book was not enough for fans of Weintrob's work. They demanded a companion book of revelation, and Weintrob delivered, with InstrumentHead Revealed, published this year. The books replicate each other page by page.
I think that these instruments are an extension of who these musicians are, and one might say that they're hiding behind them, or maybe they're just showing their true self, because this is what they think about. That's where their heads are really at, is what I always said. But, you know, we cover the faces with the musicians, and they say that portrait photography is all about the eyes, but you can look at these images and still feel the people. It's because they're in their clothes with their props, and we're trying to tell their stories through these portraits. That's why you can look at them and feel emotion through these photographs.